What's up everybody, this is the NBA Fanatic, Johnny P. And I want to bring you a video talking about the Zen Master, Phil Jackson. He actually made a remark that I'm taking a little bit personally. He said that he doesn't feel that Duke players live up to expectations. And as you may not know, Duke is my favorite basketball program. It's a school that's about 2 hours from here that I take very much pride in, and I got to defend my Blue Devils. So I just start writing down names of players, and we're going to talk about it a little bit. Jahlil Okafor was just drafted number 3. Justice Winslow, number 10. The first went to the Philadelphia 76ers. The second went to Miami Heat. Either way, I'm really looking forward to seeing how their talent develops in the league. They both brand new players, but the summer league just passed and Okafor put up some big numbers, and I'm real proud of him, real excited to see what happens. When we're talking about younger players, Jabari Parker also comes to mind. He's also a younger player, didn't have an opportunity to really show himself, but he has a lot of talent. He can develop into something special in this league. We're also going to talk about Austin Rivers and Seth Curry. Seth Curry just signed with the Kings, super happy for him. He had a super solid summer league. He had great numbers, played really well. And Austin Rivers, it's a bit debatable. Some people might say that he was a bit of a bust or didn't nearly live up to what we were expecting of him, but he did play real well at the end of last season for the Clippers, so good for him. I'd like to see his career develop a little bit more. Now, but when we're talking about good players, good solid role players, JJ Redick comes to mind. That's my dude right there. He shoots the three. He was in this year's three-point contest. Didn't win, but you can tell he has that shot down. He's a solid player who fits in great in the starting lineup for the Clippers. Does real well. Luol Deng, he played with Chicago for a while. He's a pest. Stopped in Cleveland on his way to Miami, and he's just a good player. Now, I hate to mention this one because I'm not the biggest fan, but Carlos Boozer, I'm not the biggest fan of his, but you can't deny the impact he had on Chicago for all those years. But I got to go to my man, Kyrie Irving. How can you not deny? Even Kyrie Irving haters would probably still admit this is a top 10, 15, even 20 at the lowest player, but I would argue top 10 or top 15 player out of Duke. He had a very quick one-year stint with Duke, got drafted by my Cavaliers. He's been tearing up the league with his handles and his shot ever since. This man was born with the clutch gene, and I am excited to say that he is part of my team. So then I stopped and thought to myself, well, Phil Jackson is obviously known for his coaching, so maybe there's a problem with the coach, Mike Krzyzewski, or as we all like to call him, Coach K. But not only has Coach K won multiple national titles, our national championships with the Duke program in college, but he also took Team USA to the gold medal. So you can't deny the abilities this man has. So you know what I did? I ended up just writing down a bunch of top names in the league. I probably missed a few players, but that's okay. I just wanted to write down first people came to mind and write down their colleges to see, you know, is Duke really that bad? So here we go. Ready? Kentucky, I can't help deny that they have so many great players. Anthony Davis, John Wall, DeMarcus Cousins, all these players came from Kentucky, and there's probably some that I miss. So you can't help but deny that that school is super productive when it comes to NBA players. But when you look after that school, there's a whole bunch of random ones like James Harden, Arizona State. Dwayne Wade came from Marquette. LeBron, Kobe, Dwight Howard, and a million other people came straight out of high school. Chris Paul and Tim Duncan came out of Wake Forest, another North Carolina school. Kevin Durant, he came out of Texas. Russell Westbrook, UCLA, and also Kevin Love is out of UCLA as well. They were teammates there. Steph Curry came out of Davidson, small school, and I believe that's right outside of Charlotte here in North Carolina. Blake Griffin, Oklahoma. Melo, Syracuse. I mean, I could go on. I could literally go on all day long. So no, there's not that many Duke players in that list, but guess what? There's a bunch of schools, a bunch of random schools, and I think it's because, let's be honest, we have a league where we have players coming from India now, China, Europe. Look at Canada. These Canadian players are going nuts right now. We have people coming from Africa, all over the world. So to point out one particular school, when you have a very, very small league, just a couple hundred players that come from all around the world, to point out one particular school, that's not very fair to that school, because it's extremely hard to get into the NBA because this association is the best of the best. And Phil Jackson, I'm just going to be honest with you, man. Like, I'll sit here and defend my Duke, but you really shouldn't be worrying about Duke. What you need to worry about is your New York Knicks, who, personally, I don't feel you're really into that. You're just collecting your money at this point. You're not truly invested, even though you're attempting to sound to be. But you're making a fool of yourself up there, man. You have turned the Knicks organization. Now, granted, they were on a downhill slide anyway, and I do feel like they're eventually going to catch hold and start climbing that hill back up to the top. I think it's going to come in a cycle. It's been a very slow cycle, but I honestly don't think Phil Jackson right now is doing what he needs to do in New York. He should be in LA. I think that's an obvious pick, but that's just me. So, again, Phil Jackson, don't worry about my Duke Blue Devils. Don't worry about my team, worry about your team. This has been the NBA Fanatic, and we'll catch you next video. Bye-bye.